Colorado.
Good morning and welcome into this Friday edition of Good Morning Vail. It is the 31st of May. We are rolling into June this weekend and we have a great show coming up. We are talking Pride in the Park, which is happening this weekend. A lot going on, a full schedule tomorrow, a little bit tonight. We're also talking about brain drain for students who might slip up a little bit in the summer and how they can stay sharp and keep reading into the summer. And we're also talking with Tegan Davis with the Eagle Valley Library District. So lots going on this Friday morning. Hope everyone's ready. It's a beautiful day out there. Stay tuned. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome into the TVA Weather Center. On this Friday morning, 51 degrees to start the day, and we'll see a high of 67. Mostly sunny skies with some slight winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour coming in from the west to the southwest. Into the hourly, 63 degrees around noon, mostly sunny. 4 p.m., 61 degrees, partly cloudy. 8 p.m., temperatures start coming down, 54 degrees and partly cloudy skies into the evening. Into the I-70 corridor, Eagle a high of 76 today. Avon a high of 73 and Vail a high of 67. Denver a whopping 78 degrees today. Sunny skies throughout the Rocky Mountains today, and enjoy it heading into the weekend. Tonight a low of 39, partly cloudy skies and a sunset at 8:27 p.m. Those winds come down just a little bit tonight, but it should be a pretty clear evening. Hopefully a beautiful sunset. Into the rest of the weekend and next week, Saturday partly cloudy, Sunday mostly sunny, but temperatures hovering around that 70-degree mark this weekend with lows in the 40s. Next week, temperatures stay in the 70s to start, mostly sunny Monday, partly cloudy Tuesday, and a sunny day on Wednesday. Temperatures again in the lows start coming up a little bit closer to 50, but still in those 40s. So some great weather coming up, some summer weather coming up. And up next, we're checking in with Tracy Miller and a salmon recipe.
Time to talk about salmon. Anti-inflammatory foods. They help your body stay healthy. They fight against disease. Of course, fatty fishes are a perfect anti-inflammatory food, and salmon is one of the healthiest things that you can eat. So we're going to put a little bit of olive oil in our pan. People get nervous about cooking fish, but I'm going to tell you something. It's super easy. The key is buy a good piece of fish and don't overcook it. And season it. Remember, we're talking about zucchini fritters again. We're talking about how you have to season things nicely. Like, look at how much seasoning I'm going to put on this. I'm going to definitely cover it with a lot of salt and pepper. And I'm also going to get like all these little pieces right here. Like, don't forget about that. Whenever I'm grilling steak or something like that, I make sure I get all the edges. The skin is still on it, so what we're gonna do right now is put this flesh side down in the pan. Wait. My pan needs to be a little hotter, so I'm just going to make sure my olive oil is all in there. I want to hear a sizzle when I put it in the pan. And look at that, though. That's a nice piece of fish. Now, what they say when you are looking for fish, when you're buying it, you want to find a piece of fish that doesn't smell like fish. So if you walk up and you're like, ew, that stinks, don't buy it. You also want to make sure it has a nice flesh. Like, see how that's really firm? That's what you want. Okay, we've got a little bit of a warmer pan here, so I'm going to put that fish right down like that, skin side up. We will flip it over. It will not take very long. I put a cold piece of fish in a warm pan, so I'm going to turn the pan up just a little tiny bit. We are going to make an orange avocado blueberry salsa to go on top of the salmon. So see how I'm just pulling that off? It could ripen up another day, but we're using it today. So this is how you do it. You cut around the pit, the seed in the middle, and then you cut like this. This is the perfect way to peel an avocado, and this is how you get most of the nutritional value. You peel it like a banana, right? How many times have you like tried to scoop it out with a spoon and it just hasn't worked out? This is how you do that. You peel this like a banana, and then we have a nice avocado. So, and look, I like the firmness of this. If I was making avocado toast, I would be disappointed that it was that firm, but since we're putting it in a salsa, I like it. Okay, so we're just cutting those up into nice little pieces, the kind of the same size as the blueberries. So I'm gonna get those in my bowl for salsa. The fish is cooking up nicely. I can hear it kind of sizzling, which is what you want. I'm gonna put a bunch of just whole blueberries. And like I said, blueberries are so good right now and so good for you. So we're gonna put equal amounts of blueberries and avocado in there. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper, you know, because I love my salt and pepper. Gotta have it on everything. I really like spice, so we are putting some jalapeno in there. We'll mince this up really small. Depending on how spicy you want it, take the seeds out if you don't want it that spicy. Keep the seeds in if you do want it spicy. A lot of people claim that if you roast your jalapeno first, then it's going to be even more spicy. And you know what? I kind of believe it because I really like to roast those. Okay, that's too much. We're going to do about 1 part. So 2 parts blueberries, 2 parts avocado, 1 part zucchini. And of course, we'll have the real recipe because nobody likes it when I tell them parts. And then we're going to add some orange. Orange and salmon go so nicely together. I'm going to put a little bit of the orange juice right in there because why waste that delicious juice? And then I'm going to segment this orange. So when you segment an orange, you just do lock of this, get everything out of there. This is a good orange. I'm kind of surprised though because oranges are usually a winter time fruit, but this one is juicy and delicious and smells really good. Okay, and then we're going to segment it like that. So we're going to do that all the way around just to keep the membrane out. This is a delicate way to enjoy an orange. All right, moving on over here. Got to get the orange off my hands. If you're flipping your fish or your steak or anything that you're cooking in your pan or on your grill and it doesn't want to flip, it's like stuck a little, give it another minute. You want all those juices. Oh, this one's ready. See that? There we go. And it's starting to cook. I can see that it's still pretty firm. We're going to cook it skin side down now because that is going to make the skin cook and then it'll easily come off. All right, so we've got some orange in there and some jalapeno, some blueberries, starting to get a little messy over here, some blueberries and some avocado. Now I'm going to put a little mint in there. This is actually the only plant that I grow. All right, so we'll put a little mint in there. We've got a little bit of the juice from the orange in there. And now I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. I know I added some before, but I'm adding a little more. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit of rice wine vinegar, just to give it that acidic flavor, taking it off the heat, skin side down. Now that's a sockeye salmon. So there's different kinds of salmon. So you get king salmon, sockeye salmon, coho, and pink. Most of the time we get sockeye. Sockeye is a delicious fish as well, and it's red. It's from the Copper River in Alaska, and that river is like 300 miles long, and these fish have to swim upstream forever. So they're big, they're meaty, they're delicious, and they're really healthy for you, high in omega-3s and good food for anti-inflammatory eating. And then there's coho, and coho you can find as well, and that's kind of like sockeye coho is just a little bit below that, but it's still very delicious. Okay, there we go. We have our salmon. See, this is how I do it. I like just kind of touch it. See how it's firm like that? That means it's nice and done. Sockeye salmon with anti-inflammatory salsa on it. Go out there, cook, eat healthy, and enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Vail.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
Good morning, Vail.
Pride Month kicks off tomorrow, and here in the mountains, Mountain Pride has you covered with a huge event happening this weekend, Pride in the Park. And it starts tonight, but there's a lot going on tomorrow, a full schedule, and Maddie caught up with the folks at Mountain Pride for an interview. Let's take a look.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. One of my favorite nonprofits here in our community is Mountain Pride, and I'm lucky enough to be joined on the couch by Orlando Ortiz. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Yes, thanks for having us, Maddie.
You guys have a lot of events and activities, so to get you guys here first thing this morning was a little bit rough, but we're grateful you've made it.
Yes. So I'm Orlando Ortiz. I'm the Community Engagement Manager of Mountain Pride. Thank you so much for having us here and tell you about what's happening in June in Pride Month. But yes, last night we had our drag bingo at Hovey and Harrison, and that was so much fun. So we're just getting over that. But yeah, thanks for having us.
A little bit of a late night to an early morning, but June is right around the corner. It's going to be here before anyone is ready for it.
Yes. Our festivities kick off on June 1st, Saturday, June 1st, with our 5th annual Pride in the Park. I can't believe it's been 5 years. You know, it's here for good. So, it's happening from 12 to 8 at Nottingham Park in Avon. We have a full day of activities for the whole family, so much fun. But I do want to say we actually do start a day before on Friday, May 31st, at our pre-party at Two Arrows in Vail. So they've been a great partner of ours. But yeah, I don't know if I should just keep going down.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the website up right now, so we're looking at some of the fun things that are happening, the headliners, the after party, all of it. And you bring such an energy to the town of Avon when Pride in the Park happens that it is palpable with love.
Yes, we are so happy now to have our own celebration here in the county. Before, I've been here for 20 years, and I used to keep going, and I still go to the Denver Pride, don't get me wrong, but it's such a different experience Our experience goes far beyond the celebration and the dancing. It's really a family event. My mom, her first Pride was here, in my family. So they all come out and support me. We have a big tent in front of the stage, and my whole family and friends are there. So it's really a family event. And I think that's what makes it different than from some of the other Prides that we're all used to going around the country.
Now, why do you think it's so important for our community to have Mountain Pride and Pride in the Park here in the mountains?
Yes, well, it's to create visibility here in our community, especially for our youth. I remember the first Pride in the Park that we did in the summer of 2020. Some of the feedback that we got from our parents were, now our kids have someone to look up to. Yes. Now they can identify with someone and they don't feel so alone or so different. So I think that said it all, So we're just happy to be here to keep that tradition going. We are in the schools with all the GSAs, so we have a lot of educational events and then also a lot of social events just to kind of bring us together, create that unified community and visibility here as well.
Now, if people want to get involved with Mountain Pride, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you guys to help make even just that slight bit of a difference? So reach out to either Matt or myself. I don't know, we can probably share our emails at some point, or just find us online at mountainpride.org. Look for us in our social media, reach out to us. If you want to get involved, if you want to donate, you can go to our website and donate. I do want to give a big shout out to all of our partners and also our sponsors. We could not be putting Pride in the Park on without any of them. Also, a big shout out to our volunteers. We are still looking for volunteers, so please go to mountainpride.org and sign up for those few shifts that are left to really make this event memorable. Which is one of the greatest things you will ever do. I got to volunteer a couple years back, and I was like, I think this is the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
Yes, thank you. You'll get a free meal, you get one of these t-shirts as well, and then you'll just help create community and have a great time. And you'll still be able to enjoy the event, so don't think that by volunteering you won't be able to enjoy it. So yes, please help us out with that. But we have a full month of activities.
Yes, let's talk about it.
We have a 5K run. We also have, and just to finish off that weekend, so we have the pre-party, 2 hours on Friday, the main event on Saturday, June 1st, and then we do have our first official after party at Agave starting at 8, so walking distance, so you don't have to drive anywhere unless you want to go back home and change. And then the next day is drag brunch at Vintage. They've been great partners. There's still some spaces left, so give them a call or reserve online. And then after that, like I said, we have the 5K run that's happening on June 4th. We have June 7th, a drag story time. June 29th, Rainbow Build Day with Habitat for Humanity. And then last but not least, we are finished off with a bang. We have our first gala on Sunday, June 30th at Chasing Rabbits. It's probably going to be our biggest fundraiser. Tickets are on sale right now. And what that is we are pairing community leaders with a professional drag artist to make them over and perform for the whole community at Chasing Rabbits. And not only that, but you will see some of us perform for the very first time in drag, including Mads and myself, and more of the Pride in the Park community as well.
Oh my goodness.
So come and check us out, please.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
This is
you.
Incredible news, and what a great way to get so many people in our community involved and just out to be in the community in this sense and really showing support.
Yes. So please come and check us out. Come and see us performing for the first time in drag as well. We'll see how that goes, but it's something I've always wanted to do personally, so I'm able to fulfill this dream now for a good cause.
And I bet you're going to absolutely slay it. There's not even a doubt in my mind. So if people want to go to the website to buy tickets to the gala, they can find all of that information there.
Absolutely. Tickets for the gala, tickets for the after party, and then don't forget to go to vintagevail.com for reservations for there as well.
There's so many great things that are taking place over the month of June here with you guys, and that way people are showing their support, they're showing their love, and they're just being an active participant in literally one of the best nonprofits that we have here in the community.
Yes, thank you so much. And just to give you a little bit more information about Pride in the Park, I feel I'm going back and forth and bouncing all over the place, but
fine.
This year we have over 90 vendors. Last year we had about 60, so a lot more to see. And also we have a row of queer vendor and artist, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if we're calling it the Gayborhood or what, but that we have something new there. Also, We have food trucks, about 10 food trucks, and other food vendors as well, activities for the kids, live music. This year we have a bouncy castle for adults as well, so be sure to check that out too.
Oh my gosh, you guys up it every year and just make it better and better, and just when you think it can't get any better, somehow you find a way to do so.
Yes, we're really excited just to, bigger and better every year, so come and check us out, Saturday, June 1st, 5th Annual Pride in the Park.
And then we're going to pull that website up one more time to look at the website. That way people can see the entire lineup of events and activities. That way they can mark their calendars according, they can participate. So here we are, schedule of events, 12 p.m. yoga in the park. That looks like that's going to come up here soon. And so there's just a lot of good activity. Oh, this is all the Pride in the Park activity. You guys jam-packed that day.
Yeah, we have 2 drag shows. The first one is at 1 o'clock, the Kick of Drag Show, which are local talent from Grand Junction and also the Roaring Fork. Then at 2 o'clock, our famous Passion Show. And then 3 o'clock, we have the variety show. We'll be having the Vail Valley Theater Company perform a number from it's Time Warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, And then we have the second drag show, 4 o'clock, the Out and Proud Drag Show with talent from Denver. And then we have at 5 o'clock our Pride Parade. So we'll go around the lake and just march and show that support and unity. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll have our headliner. So this has changed. If you've been following us, you'll see that Joy, our original headliner, could not be here for unforeseen circumstances. So now we get to have Vincent. If you've never heard of them, please look them up. This is a queer artist of color, so it's gonna be so much fun, so upbeat, pop, and you're gonna be dancing to all of their music. And like I said, we have our first official after party, Afterglow at Agave at 8 o'clock. We'll have drag performers there from Dallas, which is the BB Jones family, which we always have every year. And then we'll also have a Rouge from Yes Please DJing all night till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, so this is a full day of activities and events that people should get ready for.
Yes, and dress up and be colorful, be yourself. We want to see all of that, so yes.
Elena, thank you so much for coming in, giving us all this great information, taking the time to sit down with me on the couch first thing this morning, because I know you guys had kind of a late night last night, and bringing just this love and support into the community. We really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate the space to be able to share that with the community, so thank you, Madison.
Of course. Make sure that you mark your calendar for Pride in the Park. You can go to their website at mountainpride.org for some more information, but you're not going to want to miss this event because this is one of those few events in our community that shows the utmost love, so don't miss it. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months. And then I found my own spot and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who had worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season. So we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu. And that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Like everything in life, the more you do something, the better you're going to be at it. Unfortunately for students heading into summer breaks, some of those education and reading skills drop off with the brain drain or the summer slide as summer rolls around. But joining us this morning, we have Brandon Carde Hernandez with Mrs. Wordsmith to talk a little bit about brain drain. Brandon, thanks for joining us. And can you explain what this brain drain is and how that might impact students?
Yes, of course. Listen, I'm a former teacher, former principal myself, and I feel like, as any educator in Colorado is going to tell you too, we've been thinking about this for a long time. And we're happy parents are thinking about it too. We know that over the course of a summer, if a kid is not actively involved in learning in some way, and I'm talking about reading specifically, they can lose up to 20% of the gains they made during the previous school year. And that has obviously a snowball effect. It keeps growing and growing as kids aren't taking on real learning opportunities over the course of the summer.
Yeah, and obviously these kids have dealt with so much in the past couple years. Like we don't have that luxury, right, to take time off right now.
We don't. You know, right now, 36% of fourth graders are reading on grade level. 37% of high school students are reading on grade level. Our kids are already behind. Many of our kids are behind. And so losing even more ground over the summer, it will create a big problem on two levels. It creates the achievement problem that we're talking about and only widens those gaps. But it also creates a confidence problem, right? We're adults. We like doing things that make us feel good. And if you keep feeling like you're failing, you lose that joy for learning, you lose that confidence. It makes it even harder to engage long term.
Yeah, and this is just one summer coming up. But what happens over time with these students that might drop off a little bit over the summers?
It's a great question. That achievement continues to snowball. You can lose up to 2 years of learning over multiple summers just if you're not engaged in some type of reading, learning journey over the summer. It's big.
And so we all know the science behind reading and how great it is, but how can parents kind of deploy this at home right now?
Absolutely. So first things first, because I'm also a working dad, the goal here is not to turn summer into a summer without fun, nor is it to feel like you have to turn your living room into a classroom. We're talking about small moments in our house where we allow reading and that early skill development, particularly for our young ones, to come to life. You know, I'm a dad who loves video games. I'm at Mrs. Wordsmith. I love cooking breakfast, handing my son my phone, who's 6 years old, and letting him work on some of those foundational reading skills by playing our game Ridiculous, right? He's decoding words, he's learning sight words. I think, you know, as a family, we're a competitive family. We do things like with our Word a Day product where we're picking a word for the day, we're expanding our vocabulary, but we're also creating a competition in our house where it's like, who's gonna use this word more? And then of course, there's just the power of reading, right? Reading with our kids and then creating opportunities for our kids to read at home as well.
Awesome, awesome. Brandon, I hope you're not letting your 6-year-old cheat and do your Wordle for you every day. That's not right if you're doing that.
Not yet, but maybe next year. He's getting good.
But we have all these digital options, right? So beyond the hard books. But can you talk a little bit about how you would manage some of those too, obviously?
Yeah, of course. I think, you know, we have to be mindful as parents anytime we're putting a screen in front of our kids. But we also have to be thoughtful and recognize that not all screen time is created equal. You know, choosing a video game like Word Tag or Ridiculous or other games that are on the market right now, right? Choosing a game that you know that it has an instructional purpose and that your kid's having fun doing it, and then managing the amount of time they're doing it. It's a great use of a screen and a great use of their time. And we know parents are busy. Like, we're trying to juggle a lot over the summers. Schedules have changed, right? But it's, you know, putting our kid in front of a TV for 6 hours, probably not the best use of screen time. So just being a smart consumer, knowing what your kids are up to, carving out the right amount of time, doing it in small increments, so there's sort of batches of screen time instead of one long chunk. Just being a smart consumer.
Love that. And obviously firsthand reading, if they have the book in their hands, that's ideal. But do you ever read to your kids? Where does kind of reading to your children come in here?
Reading is huge. And remember, you know, I'm often focused on our earliest reader, like those kids who are learning how to read, and that requires sort of direct instruction. That's where I also think video games become super helpful. But reading as a family is huge. I read to my kid every night before bed. We have a rule in our house, it's 20 minutes of reading every single day. And that's just a really important part of creating a culture in our household where reading lives. And I often think about this too. It's also modeling reading. It's reading in front of your kids. They need to see you doing the thing you're asking them to do.
Yeah, love that, love that. Obviously, Mrs. Wordsmith doing some amazing work, but where can people go for more information, Brandon?
Of course, to learn a little bit more about our products, but also to learn more about the science of reading and how you can deploy some of these skills in your own house, you can visit us at mrswordsmith.com/science.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks so much for joining this morning. I want to leave the viewers with one last thing. What's your biggest tip for parents out there this summer?
My biggest tip for parents this summer is to know what your kids are up to. Just be aware, know what they're up to.
Love that, and hopefully they're reading some great books. Brandon, thanks so much for joining us this morning. A very important time this summer is for students. Year-round's really important for students, right? You're always learning, even when you're not in school. So love to hear that. Mrs. Wordsmith doing great work. Thanks again, and stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page. From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Eight-time Emmy-nominated Animal Rescue is a half-hour television series showcasing the heroic efforts of people helping animals. Join host and award-winning journalist Alex Payne and the Animal Rescue camera crew as they travel around the world, capturing dramatic rescues, rehabilitation, and relocation stories. For programming schedule, check your local listings today. Don't miss your favorite episodes of Animal Rescue.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome into the TVA Weather Center on this fabulous Friday morning. 51 degrees to start the day. At 8 a.m. we'll see a high of 67 and some slight winds, 10 to 20 miles per hour coming from the west-southwest, but mostly sunny skies heading into the weekend here. Into the hourly noon, 63 degrees, mostly sunny. 4 p.m., 61 degrees, partly cloudy, and temperatures start coming down around 8 p.m., 54 degrees. Partly cloudy skies rolling into the evening. Into the I-70 corridor, Eagle a high of 76 today, Avon high of 73, Vail high of 67, and Denver a high of 78. But sunny skies throughout the Rocky Mountains today, rolling into a fun June weekend starting tomorrow. Tonight, a low of 39, partly cloudy skies, sunset at 8:27 p.m. Hoping for another classic Colorado sunset. The skies have been on fire lately. Some slight winds this evening coming from the south-southwest, south-southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Into the weekend and into next week, temperatures hovering around 70 degrees this weekend. Saturday high is 68, Sunday high is 70 with mostly sunny skies here, and the lows in the 40s. And then into next week, mostly sunny skies most of next week. Temperatures staying in those 70s in the highs, and the lows kind of bumping up to the 50s next week. So should be some good weather to kick off June, and it's finally feeling like summer here in the Rocky Mountains. Up next, we're checking in with Kim, who has an interview about a rare lung cancer and how we can keep an eye out for it.
Now, we are in the summer months, and there may be a rise in the use of vaping products and a decline in the use of tobacco. But lung cancer is a very important discussion to be had, and I don't think we have enough of it. Joining me today is Dr. Paul Burton, the Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer of Amgen, to talk more about this disease and how we can be better prepared and aware of it. Dr. Burton, how are you this morning?
Good morning, Kimberly. Thank you for having me. I'm well.
Well, thank you so much for joining. So let's talk a bit about lung cancer. You know, why is small cell lung cancer so important and dramatic and effective and devastating?
Yeah, no, look, it really is, Kimberly. So of all of lung cancer, small cell lung cancer represents about 15%, so 1 in 7 patients. That means that here in the United States, about 35,000 people every year will be diagnosed with small cell lung cancer. It's very important because it's a very aggressive and very hard to treat type of cancer, and certainly type of lung cancer. It grows very fast, it spreads, and typically it presents late in patients. So they get to their doctor when they have extensive stage disease. And that means that for the 5-year survival for small cell lung cancer with extensive stage disease is only about 3%. And when you think about that in terms of months of life, it means that on average, patients will only live for maybe 3 to 5 months after they've been diagnosed with this extensive stage small cell lung cancer. So it's an important condition, important type of cancer, very aggressive, and it makes it hard to treat.
Now, are you able to catch it early enough, or it doesn't show symptoms until late stages?
Yeah, so the symptoms often are shortness of breath, cough that doesn't go away. These are often kind of symptoms that many other diseases have as well. And so patients may overlook them. By the time they get to their physician, as I say, it's very fast growing, it's spread, and so it presents very late in many of the cases.
Well, can you talk to us about the outlook for patients if they are diagnosed with this disease?
Yeah, so there are treatment options. People with early stage disease can have surgery. There's radiotherapy and chemotherapy, and radiotherapy and chemotherapy are often quite effective early on. But what cancer cells do is they find ways to escape therapy. They find ways to get around radiotherapy, ways to get around chemotherapy, and that's what happens with small cell, and that's why the outlook is really bleak. 3 to 5 month survival on average for these patients, even with therapy, if they have extensive stage disease.
Wow, it sounds very, very intense and definitely something to be aware of. So how can we better treat our health to be preventative from this disease?
Yeah, well, certainly having screening, as you said at the start, thinking about lifestyles, go to your doctor, be aware of signs and symptoms that you may develop, and don't overlook them. In 2023, Amgen presented data from a clinical trial of a medicine called Imdelltra. Now, Imdelltra is an antibody that essentially has 2 arms to it. One arm grabs onto the lung cancer cells, and the other arm grabs onto a white blood cell in the patient's body, and it pulls that white blood cell into the cancer. And as it does that, it activates the patient's immune system, and it stimulates a very strong immune response against the cancer, so that essentially the patient's own immune system kills the cancer cells. Now, I mentioned that the survival on average that we see in these late stage, extensive stage patients is maybe 3 to 5 months. When we presented these study findings, we were thrilled to find that actually we almost tripled the survival in these patients out to 14 months on average.
Wow.
That's another Thanksgiving. You know, it's another opportunity to see a grandchild's graduation. So we think this is a potentially transformative new therapy, new treatment option for these patients, and we were thrilled with the results.
Well, thank you to Amgen for being on the forefront of finding this new treatment option. Now, let's talk a bit about preventative lifestyle habits. You know, what are some things, are there certain habits that really kind of cause a rise in lung cancer, or is it just, you know, by genetics and just what happens?
Certainly their genetics are involved, and you can be screened for that. You know, when patients are diagnosed with lung cancer, often they'll have a little biopsy of the cancer, can be screened for that. Some people who are exposed to different environmental things like asbestos can develop lung cancer. We certainly know smoking is associated with it. So, you know, these are risk factors that if you have those and you then get the symptoms, don't overlook them. It's extremely important. Just last week, the FDA granted accelerated approval for Imdelltra. Now they want additional studies to be done, and we're committed to that. We're committed to doing the studies, committed to the patients. But so now there is at least this, you know, potentially transformative new treatment option for those patients with extensive stage disease.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Burton, where can we go for more information?
Like any medicine, Imdelltra does have some severe side effects, and it's important that patients and their physicians know about those. There is a website, imdelltra.com, imdelltra.com. Patients can go there. They can learn more about small cell lung cancer. They can certainly learn more about Imdelltra, and then they can have that discussion with their physician, their oncologist, and see what is a good new treatment option for them, and have that discussion. So imdelltra.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you to you, and thank you to Amgen for being on the forefront of innovation and helping prevent and treat this incredible and aggressive disease. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dr. Burton.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Absolutely. Now stay tuned. We'll be back with more after this quick commercial break.
Good morning, Vail.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at leadvillerailroad.com.
Welcome back. Up next, we have Tegan Davis joining us on the couch talking summer reading at the libraries. Tegan,
Yes.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we're talking rolling into summer, that summer slide, that brain drain with
Yep.
students where they might drop off a little bit. Luckily, you guys are here to help with that. I hear the library does have some books.
Just a few.
That can help with that. So what's going on this summer with the reading program?
Yeah, so we have a summer learning program, and it incorporates reading as well as our programs. And so we have programs at all three libraries. So Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum. Gypsum, their programs are Tuesday. Avon, it's Wednesday, and Eagle is Thursday. So if you can't make one, hopefully you can make another. And then we have our reading adventure, essentially adventure at the library. So this is for the elementary school students, but we also have reading logs for 0 to 5.
Okay.
And so it's to get parents to read, talk, sing, draw, play, and play with their children. And so those are all early literacy skills to set them up for school success. So parents with littles can also participate. And then this is we're redoing our summer learning for our elementary school students. So when they come in and sign up for summer reading, they get a folder. And in that folder is all the fun things that are going on in the summer, and then a reading log. And they can start working their way through here, and then when they complete 15 minutes, so when they sign up, they can either choose a necklace or they can choose a bracelet, and then as they read, as they progress, every 15 minutes, they can get a bead, and the beads are different, so, oops, there we go. So 15 minutes you can get like a regular color, 30 minutes glitter, an hour metallic, 2 hours color changing, and then 4 hours shapes. And as they read, they can trade their beads. So there's math involved, not just reading. So if they read for 30 minutes, they can either choose to color or they can go for the glitter.
Awesome.
And so they can trade up and down all throughout the summer, and then as they go, they can start earning bigger prizes the more they read. So up to 900 minutes, then they can start to get entered into a drawing for Lunch with Llamas here at Beaver Creek. And then as they go on that reading log, there's also adventures that they can do, and they can start earning brag tags. So these are tags, and they don't have to earn them in any order, but they can come in and they can earn a brag tag for completing an adventure.
So cool.
Yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's not just for babies. It's not just for elementary.
Right.
As I stack this all together, it is also for teens. So teens get to participate as well.
Awesome.
And their reading log is a bingo card. Seeing if I can find it. And so if they complete a row, they get a prize. And then if they do a blackout, it doesn't want to come out. Oh, that's because it's paper clipped. Makes sense. If they do a blackout, they get entered into a drawing of $100. And so they can purchase books, games, and they work with the librarian to spend $100.
Love that.
And so any teen can participate. Again, it's bingos one way or the other, or full blackout. The adults have a similar bingo card, different activities. We make it harder for the adults.
I like that.
But they can also earn prizes as well. So you can participate, and we're trying to encourage parents to participate, so it's modeling for the kids, and the whole family can get in on summer learning at the libraries.
I love that. And some of those things were like go on a hike.
Yes, yes.
Some fun stuff.
Yep, some fun things to get you out and about, because this year's theme is Adventure at Your Library.
Love that, love that. And obviously we have some great local libraries here with the Eagle Valley Library District. And what are people reading these days? What do you guys kind of recommend?
Man, so it's really fun to see when our shelves get emptied, essentially during the summer, because everyone is coming in and checking out. So graphic novels are still a huge hit for the elementary school students, even up to high school. So graphic novels, that shelf will just be whoop.
Yeah.
And then the spring publishing has just hit, so we got all the new books, and then we're going to start getting the summer books. So the beach reads are coming out for those who want new books. The beach reads are getting published, so we have fresh new titles every month.
Love that. And how do you, I remember reading as a kid, like tracking those minutes. How do you recommend people keep track of those minutes and break it up?
Yeah, their choice. So again, with that reading log, and it just depends. It's broken up 15 minutes on the reading log. So you can just come in and they can dot it, and the librarian will cross it off. So when you get a bead, we know. And then they can just sign it, dot it, sticker it. We have stickers that they can put on here. So it's however you want to track it, we kind of leave it up to kids' choice.
Yeah, and some of these prizes are amazing. I think we have to shout out your partners there
Oh,
helping out with that. But
yeah.
Lunch with a Llama, what a great
Lunch
prize.
with a Llama, yeah. So we have, you enter into the drawing. You can earn up to, I believe, 4 tickets. The kids can earn up by reading. 4 tickets with Lunch with the Llama, and Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum will all host a drawing, so up to 3 winners.
Love that.
And they can go hang out with some llamas and have lunch.
Yeah, and so at the libraries, obviously they can read there, they can read
Yes.
at home. It's
Yes.
kind of at
Yep.
their leisure wherever they
park.
want to.
At Sylvan Lake, you can check out our state park pass and our backpack, and you can go to Sylvan Lake and just enjoy the sunshine and get some words in.
Yeah, but also the libraries have great areas to sit down and read as well, right?
Yeah, we do. Oh, I'm glad you like our spaces. So
Yeah.
we do have some really nice spaces. And as it gets hotter, they're air conditioned. So if you need a cool off, you're more than welcome.
Well,
to
it's
pop
fun
in.
for me. I go into the Avon Library pretty regularly, and they have a puzzle out there that
Yes,
that
yes.
everyone just kind of
Yep.
works on together. So every day I go in there, I'm like, oh, it's almost done. It's almost done.
Yep.
So much going on at the libraries. What else kind of goes on around these reading groups?
So our programs, so they're free. They're an hour, and they're at each branch. So again, Gypsum, Eagle, and Avon, and we try to spread them out throughout the week. And then at the very end, we have our foam party. So the foam party is like the biggest hit. We have families who are now scheduling their vacation around the foam party because it's so much fun. And so it's a great big celebration at the end. I think it's the second week of at the end of July, but not quite the end of the week. It's around like the 22nd and 24th.
It's in July.
It's in July, and so we have the foam, and the kids just come and scream, and we have music, and it's a good time. And so
I
everyone
love
loves
that.
it.
I love that, and it's just kind of getting going now. And
We're kicking off. We'll be kicking off next week, so we'll have our kickoff parties, and they're all ages. So you'll see community parties again at the Gypsum, Eagle, and Avon libraries, and so lots of activities. All ages are welcome, and that's kind of like a hurrah into summer. And then hopefully everyone enjoys participating in our programs and our reading adventures.
Love
and then
that.
they can join us at the foam party.
And then outside of just kind of going into the libraries and learning more, where can people go for more information?
Our website, so evld.org, or you can always call the branch.
That's awesome. What are you reading right now?
Oh, well, what am I reading? So I was catching up on some Books and Bloom authors, and then there was a book it's a nonfiction, a narrative nonfiction about the impact of the moon on our planet.
Oh,
and
interesting.
how the animals have adapted based upon like the moon. So it's fascinating.
Interesting. Anything else you want to add? Anything else we should have talked about?
No, just come in. Anyone can come in and get a library card. You just need photo ID, whether that's a ski pass, a gym pass. Anyone can get a library card. Nice. Even if you're visiting, you can come get a library card. We don't expect people to take a plethora of books on the plane. So come in, check some things out, and just come in and say hi, and we're happy to have you.
Love that. It's a great time to be out and about reading. It's great for everyone of all ages.
Yes.
Especially our young ones, going through that brain drain a little bit coming up.
Don't hit the slide. We're here to help.
Yeah, so if you're a parent out there, you're not alone.
Nope.
The libraries are here to help. And this sounds so fun and so cool. So thanks so much for joining us this morning. Take it, and good luck coming up these next couple weeks.
Yeah, I hope to see you in some more.
We'll be in there. Awesome. Stay tuned for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCU! Black College Quiz! BCU! Black College Quiz! BCU! Yeah, man.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
Oh my gosh.
If you haven't seen Work Chase Tag before, here's how it works. 2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunity to focus on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point for this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits, eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to the TVA Weather Center on this Friday morning, rolling into June tomorrow. 51 degrees to start the day, a high of 67 we can expect on Friday. Mostly sunny skies today, some slight winds coming in 10 to 20 miles per hour into the hourly. 63 degrees at noon, 61 degrees at 4 p.m. and temperatures come down 54 degrees at 8 p.m. Into the I-70 corridor, Eagle looking at a high of 76, Avon high of 73, Vail high of 67, and Denver 78. Going to be a great day, great weekend here in the Rocky Mountains. That was a great show this morning, and thank you for tuning in wherever you are, and thanks to Nick pulling the buttons in the back.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
I'm Amy Good.